Big Cat. I ain't feeling a little bit better, ain't 100% yet, but a little bit better. That's all I need. That's all I need. We back in here. We back in here. We got some stacks in here. We here to talk about this Joe Budden and Cardi B little situation. Now, enough is enough, and clearly Cardi B has had enough with the antics and haterade Joe Budden has been trying to pour down and bring down her parade. You heard me. So let's talk about it. Now, Joe Budden and Cardi B, I don't know how long they've known each other, but of course, New York, New Jersey, very close together. They probably heard of each other. They was both on Love and Hip Hop around the same time together, so they have a mutual understanding. Now, we've seen in the past that certain things, when Joe has a critique about Cardi B, she takes offense to it and all that. Joe has come out and said that he loves her, vehemently loves her, yada, yada, yada. Now, you can love a person, but also be a critic towards them and be honest with them, which I do feel. Now, see, the way Joe might go about it, we've seen with the whole Drake situation. That's why, as much as Joe critiques and comments on hip-hop, there is a little bit personal thing with Drake there. I do believe that there's some personal shit that him and Drake have. So as much as he's giving a take, there's some personal shit that kind of comes out a little bit when he does talk about certain things. And just the way he moves in his little facial expressions and all that little nonsense he does on this podcast. He could call it performative as he wants, but I could see people taking it away. And clearly at this point, Cardi B has just had enough of all the stuff he's saying. I also feel like with his friendship, because mind you, right, he critiques Cardi and Meg and various other women artists. I think him and Meg had an issue where people ran with the narrative that he does not like Meg, yada, yada, yada. Now, again, I don't know about the whole Meg and Tory situation, the court case. I don't know what side he stands on, but whatever have you. We're not talking about that. But people have said he doesn't fuck with Meg, especially when Partisan was dropping his track called The Person and going against Meg. But anyways, I also, with this Cardi B thing, like I was saying, he talks or critiques Meg heavily. You could say he critiques Cardi B heavily. But Nicki, he rarely critiques as much as the other two people I have mentioned. Now, you could say maybe because they tied in or they have an understanding. Because mind you, beforehand, he used to critique Nicki. They had a whole screaming match on her show when she used to do Queen Radio. And it was, instead of Ice, Ishmael, and Flip, it was Rory and Ma. They had a whole little screaming match and all that stuff. So, I was there around that time. So, again, they always didn't get along. Now, they kind of get along. We see him doing the one-on-one interviews with her. They all cool and everything, going to her show and all that. So I can see from Cardi B's perspective, like, oh, you critique me, you critique Meg, you could critique Drake. Now, I don't know if he has a problem with Meg, but apparently Cardi says he has a problem with her, and we all know the Drake Joe Budden bullshit. If you don't know, hey, listen, do your Googles. It's there for you. But with that being said, the way he's treating or acting with Nicki, from Cardi's perspective, you could see, oh, it looks like there's something afoot here. Definitely there's a difference. So I see that. So she goes on Twitter Spaces, talks her little shit. There's probably events I'm forgetting about, just critiquing. Every time he critiques like a song or everything, or her album's not coming out, Cardi says something about it. Even recently, there was a thing that she was giving him props because he did like one of her songs, even though people wasn't fucking with it a lot. But I guess she thought some things out. And this Twitter Spaces, baby, enough was enough. I think the last thing was about her album that was supposed to come out in Atlantic, one of the album, which honestly, as much as I do fuck with Cardi B, she's very entertaining. She's funny as hell. You do need to drop an album. It's been a while. It's been a while. Like, we need some music, baby girl. Like, you taking too long with this shit. With that being said, basically, she's had enough. Enough is enough, literally. And maybe the Bia shit when they're recovering, I don't know what Joe was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, they know each other, so it's different. But she even says it on the thing, like, even though Jason Lee does that shit and he pisses her off, Jason Lee also backs her up and it's fair. Academic says some shit. She does not have a proper rapport with Academics. But even if he says some shit, she could sit down and conversate with him. I don't know if they have a proper discourse. There was times Joe alluded that he spoke with Offset about certain things. I don't know if they have a proper discourse, but clearly that's what's lacking, and I think they just need to talk on the phone. That's what I didn't like about the Spaces. Also, again, from her perspective, shoot, because the fans were telling her, oh, Joe Budden's in here, but they're saying, if I don't really interact, maybe this is how Spaces works, I don't know. But she was basically saying, oh, if I don't interact with the channel a lot, I don't see him. So Again, she could have got Joe in there and they could have spoke. Or they could just DM each other and exchange numbers and just talk off of that shit. Maybe, like, again, I don't know. But hey, we'll see. Let's read some of the stuff. Now, apparently, there was something that came out that apparently Cardi B gave him a lap dance in the past, and Joe is denying it as well. But yeah, we here to talk about the whole rant. I gave you little bits and pieces, but let's read about it. I don't know why people is taking the lap dance one so seriously, because Cardi was a stripper back in the day. So if Joe did get a lap dance from her, it's what, like, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is to me. But anyways, according to Joe Budden, all he wanted was a new album. It's no secret that Cardi B and Joe Budden haven't always been on the best of terms, but recently they took things to a whole new level. Today, the Bongos performer went live on Twitter Space. Was it today? Oh yeah, I'm a day late. So yesterday. Yesterday the Bongos performer went live on Twitter Spaces, calling out Budden for seemingly having nothing but negative things to say about her. Her rant appeared to be a response to Budden claiming that Cardi won't be dropping an album on his podcast and speculated that she'll become a single artist instead. To be fair now, again, it is Joe Budden. A lot of the times when he says some shit, he probably has some inside information. Some things is easy to speculate, but certain aspects I do feel like it is inside information. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I do feel like there's some shit over there. But besides all that, let's keep going. I don't understand why I keep getting harassed by this man, she said. You want to hear my album so bad? You can pull up to my studio. You could pull up. But I'm really sick and tired of you keeping my name in your fucking mouth. This is quote, YouTube, leave me the hell alone. And then you're acting like you're keeping it there because you really want a project from me. No, you want to... sorry about that, by the way. Tear my project down like you tear down every one of my singles. You tear down my single. You tear down my personal life. You tear down everything I effing do. So it's not coming from a genuine place. She continued urging Joe to just leave her alone and slamming him for being overtly critical of her in particular. I do agree with her in the personal life thing, but everybody talks about, I don't make my videos about it. Again, I'm not that big of a figure. I don't have no connection to her. I feel like as well, y'all have a rapport. Y'all was cool. Y'all know each other, so it's a little bit different. And as well, a lot of the times these situations happen. I do feel like as much as Joe is a podcaster and he always says like, oh, I've retired from music, he forgets that he was once an artist. So certain label tricks and stuff that's going behind the scenes, he is privy to with his experience of an artist. And he just sits there and communicates it. But he's not really like, oh, you know what? I went through some bullshit like that. I feel like there's times where he does not hold that in perspective when he makes certain comments. But hey, I digress. I will say Cardi's taking a long time to drop this album. It's been like, what, 5-6 years? I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while. Where was I? Cardi even accused him of having received... Oh. Okay, this is where I'm at. Cardi has even accused him of having received a lap dance from her, doing cocaine and more. Yo, that's... Listen, I know Joe was on the drugs back in the day, but to put cocaine on a nigga is crazy. As clips from the rant began to make their rounds online, Budden took to X to respond, I promise you, I can assure you, I've never covered a single thing this girl does. I will not cover a single thing this girl does for the remainder of her career. Peace and love. He wrote, I have also never gotten a lap dance from this lady. Budden went on to deny doing cocaine and to insist that he actually likes Cardi's music. I really just wanted an album from someone whose music I love, he said. She cursing me smooth out, but she's still hilarious, lol. I'm going to bed. I apologize to Cardi B for whatever I did, and peace and love to all. Honestly, there's more here. Because he has praised you. I think somebody brought that up in the Twitter spaces, but she felt like it's a backhanded compliment. Like I said, the only thing I will say, that Drake shit, it's a little bit personal. I'm not going to lie. A little bit personal. I'm not going to lie. But besides that, I don't ever think him and Cardi shit was personal. The Nicki connection is a factor. I was just saying a minute ago, sorry for the background noise, black people, we loud as hell in the crib. I'm going to edit that shit out. I was trying to talk over them, but it didn't work. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I also think, like I was saying, the Nicki connection is part of it as well, because not to say Joe just can't associate with every motherfucker. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the fact of, out of all of the girls or all of the women MCs, he critiques Meg a lot. He critiques Cardi a lot. But Nicki, who has issues with both the other ladies, doesn't critique as much. Even though he did critique in the past and they had their little issues or whatever have you, doesn't really critique her as much. Now they look like buddy-buddy. They look like besties. You know what I'm saying? He even says he's like a barb. He's an honorary barb. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I do feel like that plays a role. I don't think Joe's picking sides. Maybe he can keep it a buck, but let's be fair. If it's not a motherfucker like me that I don't know none of these niggas, I'm just talking shit. With a motherfucker like that who's in the industry or was in the industry at one point and has connections to people, been around people, you know what I'm saying? Interviewing certain people, you know, and is in the good graces of certain people, you're not trying to mess up certain relationships. And maybe, if we're keeping it a buck, Joe values the Nicki relationship more than the Cardi B relationship. It could just be that simple. And we're just sitting here lamenting on things, and it's just clearly that simple. Now, as for the lap dance shit, I don't really care about, but hey, I don't know. What do y'all feel about this, man? What do y'all feel about this? I did not expect that, but hey, what do y'all feel? Besides all that, you already know what it is. Your friendly neighbor K.A. signing out for today. The Blade TJ there while I'm doing this time. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, try to hit a little bit more to hear me. And I'm gone. Slam Zoom, peace, gang. Alright.